Hiya, it's Mrs. Rycraft back here again, and my aim with this second screencast is to talk to you about a worked example of an unknown poem. This might be one that you've come across before, but it's a poem called I Shall Return by Claude McKay. It's a pretty cool poem, it's one of my favourites. It's nice and straightforward, and it's a really good way to start off looking at what we do when we approach unseen poetry. So the first thing I'm going to do is read it through and look at the title, and I suggest you do the same thing. Make a few notes and pause, and I'll come back to you in 2 shakes of a little duck's tail. Okay, did you pause? I hope so. Hope you've made some notes and you're not just listening straight through and expecting me to teach you what to do. You need to work hard too. So, you've read the poem and the title, at least I hope you have. Do you have a sense of why the poet wrote what he did? If there's nothing, which there isn't, about the poet himself, have a little think. I shall return again, I shall return. That kind of suggests to me that he's gone away from somewhere to laugh and love and watch with wonder eyes. At golden noon the forest fires burn, wafting their blue-black smoke to sapphire skies. I shall return to loiter by the streams that bathe the brown blades of the bending grasses, and realise once more my 1,000 dreams of water rushing down the mountain passes. I shall return to hear the fiddle and fife of village dances, dear delicious tunes that stir the hidden depths of native life, stray melodies of dim remembered runes. I shall return again, to ease my mind of long years of pain. Okay, so reading it all the way through, I reckon this guy, Claude McKay, has left somewhere that he loved very much, and isn't very happy where he is now, but he's planning on going back. At some point he's planning on going back. So let's have a look. Second point. So what's it all about? Well, I've looked at that. Now I'm going to go back and look at the form. Here we go. So let's have a little look. Watch my arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 lines. That makes me think of something. Let's have a look at the rhyme scheme. A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, G. Hey, hang on a minute. I know this. I've just studied Sonnet 116. This is a Shakespearean sonnet form. Yay! So now I know what the form of the poem is. It's a sonnet. It kind of hints to me that it's a love poem, because sonnets often are love poems. I'm also going to count down and see if I can spot the turn in the poem. So I should go down 8 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I'm going to have a look and see what happens in this next section of the poem. So I shall return to hear the fiddle and fife of village dances, dear delicious tunes. He's getting more kind of focused on what he's actually going to return to do. So in the first bit he's talking about the place, and the second bit he's talking about what he's going to do. Okay. So I can see that there's a change in topic. I can see that it's a sonnet form. I can see it has a regular rhyme scheme. I shall return again, I shall return. Oh, sounds like iambic pentameter to me. I'm really beginning to feel like I'm getting somewhere with this. Okay, let's have a look. So, fourth, all that imagery. This is going to take a while because there's pots of it in this poem. So, I shall return again, I shall return. Ooh, I shall repeat again, I shall repeat, perhaps, should we say. To laugh and love and watch with wonder eyes. Could we say alliteration? At golden noon the forest fires burn. More alliteration. And we've got a little bit of somebody tell me. Yep, you've got it. So we've got alliteration and we've got some assonance going on in there too. Pretty cool, huh? Wafting their blue-black smoke to sapphire skies. Oh, that S repetition is called sibilance. particularly relates just to S sounds because it makes you think of snakes and fires and water and all kinds of things that go shh as they go along. Okay, so think about that bathe the brown blades of the bending grasses. Loads and loads of stuff going on there. Lots and lots of alliteration, lots and lots of rhyme, lots and lots of colour imagery. Look at what we've got here. We've got gold, we've got blue, we've got brown, we've got black, we've got sapphire, we've got what else have we got? That's about it, I think, for colour, unless you want to think about grasses and green and stuff, but that's a bit kind of iffy. What about noises? Fiddle and fife, village dances, dear delicious tunes that stir the hidden depths of native life. So he's talking about party time. Fiddle is like a violin, and a fife is like a whistle or a flute. And he's talking about the villagers dancing together. So we've got village dancers, dear delicious tunes, more alliteration, stir the hidden depths of native life, more D, so D, D, D. I hope you can see my arrow, D, all sorts going on there. Stray melodies of dim remembered runes. Okay, so we know that the last two lines of a sonnet are particularly important because they kind of sum up what's going on. And he says, I shall return again. So it's kind of echoes this top line, but it's been flipped. Okay, so we've got that flipped over. I shall return again, rather than I shall return again, I shall return. Okay, to ease my mind of long, long years of pain. So we finally get to the point in that final line. Claude McKay is saying that he's been away for long, long years, and it's been painful to be separated from wherever this wonderful sounding place is. I reckon it's home. I reckon that this is perhaps, it makes me think of an island. The idea of fiddle and fife kind of sounds Scottish, but I do happen to know, because I know who Claude McKay is, that we're talking about a Caribbean island here, and he was in America. So he was writing poetry in America, dreaming of going back to the Caribbean. And once you know that, it kind of tells you everything you need to know. Blue, black smoke and sapphire skies, loitering by the stream. That word loiter is kind of cool. It means hanging around with not a lot to do. He's obviously a very busy chap. So let's have a look. Fifth, how would I plan this? So if I'm looking at the kind of question that I might be asked about this poem, I might be asked, well, okay, so how does this poet convey the sense of loss and longing in his poem? I don't know why this keeps flicking backwards and forwards, but I'm going to try not to let it do it anymore. So I'm thinking that he's using positive imageries like he will return to laugh and love and watch with wonder eyes at golden noon the forest fires burn. I think he's using the past tense. So he's thinking about things that he had done. I shall return to loiter by the streams that bathe the brown blades of the bending grass. So he's using tense to tell you these are things that he has knowledge and experience of, and that he wants to have knowledge and experience of again. He's using the form of the sonnet to tell us that this is kind of like a love poem. So it's a love poem for a land that he's left, and he's using a lot of alliteration, and he's using a lot of assonance and sibilants to show us what's going on, and he's showing us that he loves this place and he wants it to feel like a fairy tale or a dream or a wonderful song that's been left away. The one thing we haven't looked at is kind of some of the imagery. So sapphire skies, obviously sapphire is a particular shade of lovely deep bright blue. Okay, when we're thinking about wafting, forest fires don't waft. Waft is an actual act of shushing your hand around to move things away, you know, kind of waft things in a certain direction by creating a breeze, by flapping your hands. It's a conscious action. So the forest fires burning is almost like a conscious action where the forest fires are smudging the sapphire skies. Then he talks about the streams bathing the brown blades. Well, they can't bathe the brown blades because again that's a conscious action. That's taking a bath or washing something. Kind of, I suppose, a stream, if it rolls over the something, could wash something, but bathe is almost personification again. The bending grasses gives you a sense of movement, and that repetition of bathed brown bending grasses again adds the sound effect in there. And realise once more my 1,000 dreams of waters rushing down the mountain passes. That repetition of S sounds, particularly rushing, I'd suggest is onomatopoeia. Mountain passes, all that sounds like a waterfall to me. Then again he talks about the place itself. Dear delicious tunes. That's a really odd thing to say about music, isn't it? Dear as in emotional, as in not as in expensive, but as in beloved. And delicious as in tasty tunes, really, that stir hidden depths of native life. So he's kind of suggesting that whenever he hears these tunes, he thinks about being back at his home. So one last thing, think about, okay, I'm ready. So I would probably write about how he uses alliteration and how he uses form and how he uses the repetition of, specifically the repetition of S's, to make us think of the kind of noises that a wonderful Caribbean island or a particularly rural setting would make. And he brings about his sense of loss and longing and loneliness by his use of tense. I probably would add more to that, but I hope if you've got those things down, that's the sort of things that you would be thinking about as you were writing. Now, go away, find another one and have a go for yourself. I hope this has helped you just a little bit to understand how you go about picking things apart. And sat here for 10 minutes and talked you through it. The thought processes would probably have taken me half that time. So 5 minutes of thinking, planning, writing and making notes would have me ready to write a really sturdy and perceptive essay. So you be in that same situation. Good luck everybody, and I hope this helps you just a little way along towards being excellent. May the odds be ever in your favour. Haha, said it again. Bye.